Verbally Effective with Ina Esco is an interview-style podcast that intersects art, culture, politics, and entertainment with a Memphis focus. With producer Sana Marie. Each week, I'm joined by a featured guest with roots in Memphis. Verbally Effective delves into each guest's personal journey to uncover the incredible stories fueling their purpose, the highs and lows of their pursuits, and how through their passion, they are moving the culture forward. Be sure to follow Verbally Effective and Ina Esco on Instagram. Also, download the Verbally Effective podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play Music. Don't forget to check out the website and submit to be a guest at verballyeffective.com. Verbally Effective, your double E, Ina Esco here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another episode of the Verbally Effective podcast. You guys can be anywhere in this entire world, but you are here with me today, and we are going to get right to it. But you know what, before we get right to it, we got to talk about this Cash App because, you know, this is an independent operation. And, you know, it costs for production needs. So if you find it in your heart to donate to the Verbally Effective podcast and all of the wonderful things that we are doing in the community, you can do so right now at Ina Esco. ENAESCO is my cash tag. I also want to shout out the Consortium MMT for allowing me to be in this beautiful space. And that is the perfect segue into my introduction of the guest that I have today.
Yeah.
You know what? He is a singer. He is a songwriter. He is a recording artist. He is an entertainer. He is a music business executive. He's a part-time stripper as well. His name is Brandon Lewis.
What's up, everybody? Don't take that last part serious, but what's up, everybody?
Hey, Brandon. How are you, dear?
Doing all right. I'm glad to be here with you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I just want to thank you, Brandon, for, you know, using your time and your energy and helping me out with the Verbally Effective podcast, because you do not have to do this. We over here at the Consortium.
Yeah, that's right, plug. Yeah, we at the
Yes.
Talent Development Complex, which is a division of the Consortium MMT for sure. Absolutely.
Yes.
No, it's a pleasure to be able to have you here. You know, as we're developing the space out here for other people to be able to utilize in the community. I think that this is very important, and also leading the way for some of the ideas, because I mean you have a great podcast. So
thank you. I
it's a privilege.
appreciate it. And you know what? You are an awesome entertainer, and you wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
So we're going to get all into that, but we're going to start right at the beginning. What part of Memphis are you from, Brandon?
Ooh, I'm from Memphis. And the reason I say that is because I know a lot of artists or people that want to become somebody out of our city always rep one part of the city.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's very important right now to rep our city. So I spent a lot of time in different places. So if we took high school, I was right in the middle of South Memphis. So I went to middle college at Lemoyne-on. So
how did you enjoy middle college over there at LOC?
it was great. It was great. And, you know, I had family in the neighborhood. So the church home is right there on East Trigg and Mississippi Boulevard. So, I mean, you know, it's right. It was right there for me in terms of it feeling like a great space to be in. Now, in terms of when I went to college right after that, I went to Lemoyne-on for a couple semesters after that.
So you went right to Lemoyne?
Yeah, because I had a presidential scholarship.
Okay,
I
did too. Did you have the Du Bois scholarship?
Yeah. So yeah.
We ain't got something.
So you know, yeah. So we did that, and you know, I just wanted to really pursue music. I wanted to get heavily in music. I remember being in my dorm room, the newly.
I didn't experience
dorm,
the new
right. So
joints.
I got the new dorms over there at Lemoyne, and I just really wanted to pursue music. It just really hit me, and then so I started pursuing it.
Were you in the choir at Lemoyne?
No.
Why
No,
not?
and the reason I say it the reason I say it like that is because I was never interested in being involved in like the schools, like any schools, like band.
So you never were?
I played sports.
Okay, so you never were in the school choirs,
No, I ran track at
you was
BTW.
an athlete at BTW.
Yeah. So I ran track. I ran cross country and a couple other meters, and I mean it was a good time there. You know, I had family there too. So from there to middle college, you know, we just really were able to embrace that area of Memphis.
Yeah.
And then growing up in some other areas, spending some time in some other areas, living in different places. So if I had to say like one place, I would just say Memphis, because I've embraced everywhere I've lived. Okay. And it's all been in Memphis for sure.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Well, Brandon, let's talk about your family dynamic. I know you are the youngest of 7.
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 7. Diverse background, so I'm the baby. And I'm really probably the only one that is very, very passionate about music. You know, growing up, I would do some things with my brothers, and my sister can sing, the one that's right older than me, still in their 20s too. So she can sing, and I've been trying to push her to write more, you know, as time progresses, just because, you know, we get older and things kind of, life pans out how it pans out, and just being a recording artist might not be realistic for everyone. So I know I'm blessed to be able to do that as well. But really pushing, you know, for some songwriters to come out of the camp for sure.
Yeah, is that something that's not, I guess, something people don't always go for, the songwrite piece? They would like to be in front of the camera. Probably.
Yeah, and that's really what it is.
That's where the money is too, huh?
Yeah, and it's less about the starlight, because once you get into the business of it, which I know we'll talk more about it. Once I got into the business of it, and then being mentored by legends as well. I don't have to name any names right now. We can get into that stuff later, but just being mentored by people that have come before us and like are staples in the industry as songwriters, that meant a lot to me to really be able to shift my thinking towards, you know, how can we create a career off of music? And you look at other examples like Babyface. You know, that's somebody I really kind of craft my career around.
Baby, I love Babyface, and I respect him for everything that he does.
Businessman too, He writes. I mean, he writes hits, you know, and he sings hits as well. So I mean, to this day, right now on the radio, you know, you still hearing Babyface. So that's somebody I looked up to. I know you didn't ask me about influencers, but I have to plug that because I always kind of, you know, look at his career like, okay, you could do both. You can be an incredible songwriter and a recording artist and still have a career.
Well, it's all good because we're going to tag Babyface on this podcast, and he's going to listen, and he's going to probably hook up with you.
Hey, come on.
So let's talk about, you know, let's go back to your LOC days, around that period of your life.
Yeah.
And I think you said that you didn't stay there, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No,
so what did you do after that?
So after that, I probably did, I don't know, people consider it to be like soul searching. You know, I was like 18.
We all do that.
So I was 18 years old, and I was just like, how do I do this? Now I will say that I've always been very stubborn in terms of like, if I wanted to do something, I was just gonna do whatever it took to get it done, and I'm still like that. So I wanted to do music, I just didn't know how, and so at 18 I started working at Young Avenue Studios. So shout out to Young Avenue.
Very young.
Yeah, 18, and being from the environments we were in, that was just refreshing for me to even step in a real studio. I remember telling the guy I was working with at the time that was mentoring me, just telling him like, yeah, you know, my folks, we never seen nothing like this. And you know, now looking back on it, it may sound crazy because I've seen some great studios since then, but you know, that was a very impactful moment for me. So right after Lemoyne, I really just hit the pavement on trying to figure out where to go and what to do. And so I paid for where I worked three jobs at the time, just to be able to provide for myself, to be able to put myself through training, to be certified as an engineer. So I went to Recording, Radio, and Film Connection. Okay. That's a satellite school in L.A., and they actually placed me at Young Avenue Sound. And so I was able to learn, so I did the curriculum aspect of it, where we're learning about mics, you know, chords, placements, that type of thing, and then really got into working with artists. So I was seeing a lot of the artists that, you know, we admire now. I was seeing them young come through the studio.
Like who?
Dolph was coming through then. Trip was coming through then. 8-Ball. Actually, MJG's manager, I got to sit in some of the meetings with them. So shout out to Black. I was able to, you know, sit in those meetings and just really soak up the game. Ari Morris, which is an incredible engineer for Bag now. I mean, you know, just being young and being in those spaces like that, being able to soak the energy up was a blessing for sure.
And so you were sitting in those spaces as an engineer over there.
I would say I was interning to be an engineer.
Right.
And the opportunity that I had, which now that I'm able to give that same opportunity to other young people, it wasn't exactly what I thought it would be.
Why do you say
that? I realized it was probably what was necessary for me.
Why do you say it wasn't exactly what you thought it would be?
Because I was stubborn. I thought, you know, like, hey.
You want to zoom through everything.
Show me, show me what I should be doing. Show me these things. And, you know, let's hurry up and do it now because I have people I want to record. I'm trying to get in the studio. I'm trying to make tracks. At the time, I was making beats. I wasn't producing yet. Them two different things.
Them two different things.
Beat makers. I was making beats at the time.
Yeah.
And I just really wanted to know how to be more involved in the studio. So I was like showing up in people's sessions. Like I was calling the artists and being like, "Hey, do you mind if I come to your session?"
Oh my God!
And the people that were mentoring me were just like,
"Don't
bro,
do that.
Like stop doing that." And that's what I meant. That's what I meant about I was persistent. Like
you were very
I was
persistent.
Just really trying to be in the studio. But I will say this: I made great relationships, and those people that were making music heavily at the time, they remember me.
I bet they do.
And they've embraced me since my come up. Over the past few years in the Memphis scene for sure.
Okay, so you got that start over there at Young Avenue, but what happened after that, Brandon?
Ooh, Young Avenue, I did life there. I did life. I was like, 18, 19 years old. I started doing life, and then I found the Consortium MMT. So
how did you find the Consortium MMT?
I was actually at the library, and so I commend anybody that finds our programming off of the simple strength of researching talent development, because that's exactly what I was doing. Wow. And now ultimately, I won't skip too much, but ultimately I'm in a leadership role with the organization. And so, you never know what's going to happen. But that was like 19 for sure. Yeah, 19. And at the time, the organization was like very, very, very hands-on in terms of like, it was multiple times during the week we would meet, So I got a different type of experience. Now we're hands-on, but I love to work with the people in the studio. And so what I mean was there was a major educational piece where we actually got to see David Porter himself. And just as times progress and David is into some different ventures and things like that, it became an audio-visual type of thing. And so I'm just grateful that at that time in my career, I was able to actually physically sit with my mentors. Yeah. So that was a big difference for me.
So when you started at the consortium, what you're saying is it's totally different from how it is today. I guess the programming, the setup, and everything. So you were there at the very beginning.
Yeah. So we started in 2012. So I give just a little preface to the company. We got started in 2012. One of the longest running musical organizations, nonprofit organizations that's giving back to the community. One of the longest that's ever been running in Memphis. So we're blessed to be able to say that. And then also in 2015, we did the Talent Development Complex, which you see us in this beautiful facility now.
I love this facility.
This got here in 2015, and that's really the time I got started was around 2015.
Wow. And like you said, you were able to sit with your mentor, David Porter, and I heard you was like his protege. Yeah. I saw the Commercial Appeal article that quoted you as David Porter's protege. That's some big shoes to fill.
It took some time. Yeah. He really pushed me. He made me elevate my whole as I sit up, like I'm saying something prolific. But no, he really pushed me. And not just music, like life. Understanding how to become a better individual, and what people expect from people that look like us. If that makes sense, and just understanding how to be professional, in the industry, in the music industry, because it's another ball game when you really are working in the business aspect of the music industry. It's a lot of fun and games when you're like making the songs in the studio, but when you get into the business, you got to have your mind, your heart, your logic, everything got to be in place because you're going to get checked for sure.
Now let's talk about that, the music business side, because when I first met you, had a conversation with you, you were so knowledgeable about everything, right? And I said, this guy, he wears a lot of hats over here at the consortium. I mean, anything that I asked, you were well versed on everything. I felt that I could trust you in the information that you was giving me.
Great.
And so, you told me that you were an artist as well. I had heard your song. I was like, "Oh, this is a different vibe. This I'm feeling it soul. I'm feeling some pop.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?" So let's okay. I had kind of got all over the place. Let's go back to the music business side, because this is such, I think this is the most important thing that people always say, "Oh, I want to be a rapper. I want to be a singer. I want to do this. I want to do that." But that business side, it's 80% business.
It's 90% business.
90% business.
It's really 100% business when if you really know that it's really all business.
Right. Yeah. So like even just from your mentorship, your time here with the consortium, what would you say are some of the top 3 things that you've learned about the business side that you can share with others?
How to become a leader in the music business, and that's just, again, being able to study under people that have already become staples in the industry. top 3. So that's one.
Does that come with humility as well?
Oh, yeah. All of this, I mean, life comes with humility if you play it right, you know. And if you strive to become somebody in life, then I think humility is always a major player in anything that you do, you know. So that's one of those fundamental, that's a principle for me, you know. It's just to stay humble and, you know, cool about things, but really, you know, be about it. You know, really do what you say you're going to do.
Do it.
So accountability. Let me say that. I would say accountability is another one. So we got leadership, accountability. Just become a person that's people can call on, you know, and you'll always have opportunities, you know.
That's
and
true.
that's something I really stress to talents is, you know, make yourself available, you know, no matter what's going on in life. If your car break down, walk, you know, find a way. And when you share those experiences with people that are in position, if they real, authentic, genuine people, they would respect that versus you not doing what you said you were going to do. So I'd say leadership, accountability, and just diversifying yourself. You know, don't just, if you're a creative or artist, don't just be so focused and caught up on being an artist that you miss the opportunity to be a creative director, a film director, an actor, an actress, you know, anything that's diversified in the entertainment industry, you know, starting your own podcast. I mean, it's just so many different things that you can do in the entertainment realm. So just diversify yourself, for sure. So leadership, accountability, and diversification.
Yeah. And so when you became an artist, you didn't go for that just regular R&B sound. You took another route. So how were you inspired to create the music that you have created?
Ooh, that's a great question. There's a lot of different inspirations. So you take artists that, you know, I listened to growing up. That's like the most cliche answer. Like, oh, you know, Mike, James Brown was listening to, but I really was listening to those people and influenced by them. Like Mike's Off the Wall CD was my first. It wasn't.
Oh, that's classic.
For sure, it wasn't a CD when it came out, but I got the CD, and you know, just being able to look at the lining, seeing all of the stuff, the pictures, everything inside of that kind of sparked my interest for sure because, you know, you just get inspired. You have big dreams when you're a kid, you know. So all of those people kind of inspired me, but what made it more realistic to me was finding my sound. Yeah, finding what works for my range and then pushing that, you know, pushing that to be something that I didn't know was there. And so it took collaboration to do that, for sure.
So did you have a team of people that brought that out of you?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I did. And it really, I'm going to give myself credit first, and then I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I spent a lot of time in the shed, as I call it. So, like, you know, working in the studio and recording myself when nobody was watching, you know, finding time at home to record myself when nobody's looking, or make the tracks and then record to the tracks and just try to perfect the sound that I felt like could work for me in the marketplace. And then got with some people that are really great, like Felly the Voice, which is working with Jermaine Dupri now, you know. So shouts out to the bro Felly. He's doing incredible things, residing in Atlanta. So, you know, there's a lot of business going on. And then Black Elvis, which is a fellow Memphian as well, but he's gone on to move out of the city as well. And, you know, he got Grammys, worked with Fergie. I mean,
crazy.
Monica, right, so crazy credits. And then my engineer, shout outs to Ant, you know, that worked on, you know, the last dozen songs with me. You know, we probably got like 3 albums, a little bit over 3 albums completed in the studio. And he really worked on those with me for sure. And so just the reason I name all 3 of those people is because it was important to work with a writer like Felly that could help me get my ideas out the way that they should be presented as a writer, you know, and that really pushed me for sure. And then I was able to bring what I already had to the table, so it just made for great collaboration. And then working with a producer that knows his stuff, but also will give you space to be the artist. You know, that was important for me to have a professional experience like that, because some artists have poor experiences with teams.
Yes.
And then I had a great experience with my engineer. You know, he just utmost professionalism, everything was right, which also helped me as an engineer. You know, I'm learning in each one of these aspects how to be better in that space. So it kind of took everybody. Then my mentors, of course, before we even got there, you know, just really showing me the blueprint almost to how to do certain things. It's just up to you to be able to execute them.
Right.
So even though they showed me, like, if I don't hit them notes, it ain't right. If I don't come with the right type of wardrobe, it still is not right, no matter how much somebody is showing you. So yeah, it definitely was a team and a collective effort. I learned from people. So
right. And you know what? I did read that, like I said, you are David Porter's protege. Also, prior to the pandemic, a lot of stuff was in motion for you to really just zoom.
Oh yeah.
So
that's been humbling.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second. When pandemic hit, right before it hit, what all did you have on the table? What were the, major plans, and what changed?
I would say the biggest thing is to be in your 20s and sign your first record deal that was built off a relationship, anyway. So it wasn't a big hassle amongst companies and that type. It was really built off a relationship and being able to push my career forward and the team seeing the vision and really believing in the potential of what we're doing. So, being signed and then not being able to really take off like we wanted to. We put a lot of focus. We put a lot of focus on putting music out. I'm not even gonna lie. I put a lot of focus on still pushing the team to probably do more than I should have pushed them. But I had videographers shooting videos. Like we were doing that, back to back. I'm talking about like MTV style videos. So go to YouTube and check them out.
Check them out.
So we were shooting videos back to back, and all of this was in the pandemic. So we had we ended up having to call the mayor, to get some things established so we could go down on Riverside at the time.
You weren't playing with
No. I was trying to get things done in a time I felt like people were reserving themselves. Like, okay, I'm gonna sit back and just hang out. And I'm like, this is for an emerging artist as I am. This was my time to shine. This was my time to try to get a step up because people were trying to save money. I was trying to spend money. I'm just being honest. But it was all things off of what we had saved and then what we had partnered with. So it was nothing that was like, it's going to be a dire need for anything. But I was just trying to push. I was really trying to push and then hopefully eventually get to doing shows, that type of thing, because I love to perform and entertain. So that was probably the biggest challenge, but it wasn't a setback. We did some great releases. One of our songs was able to travel around the world. We almost able to make it to CNN.
Okay.
It was an incredible run. So I'm going to give credit to the year. Actually, look. I was able to create some really great music, really focus on the business aspects of things, and just see how I wanted this year to go, and then going into 2022.
Okay, because that's where we're going right now. We're going into 2022, and the world has opened
to the future, and I love it.
So, okay, with that being said, what has changed for you, Brandon, now that the world is opening up? All of this great content that you have developed during pandemic, are we slowly releasing some of these projects?
Yeah, so I just did the summer release, that was in June, that we released a single. And it's been fun. That song has probably been the best song I've released so far. And just terms of reaction, people have really been taken to it. So
it's at 45 minutes.
It is.
Yes.
So we've been moving off of that one right now, and then working with my band, really putting a great show together to be able to entertain some people very, very soon, coming to a stage near you.
I want to know the dates. I know you still probably working some things out.
We're for sure working things out, but there's some opportunities that we've, sowed seeds over the last year or so, and just making sure I kept those relationships tight with people that are movers and shakers that can get you on the stage or could not get you on the stage, that type of thing. And, just making sure we stay focused with that. So I'm really focused on putting out more music, giving more content, that's for sure. So if you support me, I got content coming, I promise. And then shows. I'm ready to entertain, get on stage.
Ready to get on stage. I want to see you live. I got to see you live.
It's a fun time. Yeah, it's a fun time. We put the entertainment hat on for sure, and we go to another space.
Now, did you learn that entertainment piece over here?
Some of it, but I always was standing in front of people dancing and in terms of being a personality, I think I've been a great balance on figuring that out my entire life, just how to be, personable and entertaining, but not being over assertive, just kind of find a great balance so people want to come back and see you again.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait, Brandon. I do want to ask you this though, because talking with different entertainers and artists here in Memphis, and even, the world has seen the talent that Memphis possesses.
They ain't seen half yet.
I mean, but they're just, they're just getting an inkling of what we made of.
For sure, yeah.
So, I mean, have you noticed, kind of being in a leadership role over here at the MMT, the talent that comes through this door? Are you noticing? Is it like a secret sauce over here in Memphis with the talent that's coming through here? What is it?
It's authentic.
Yes.
People are trying to make a career off of their music, and you just have soulfulness that comes from that. People are really hungry, and that's something that I saw over the last year. So that's a good point to make, is that in the middle of the pandemic, we still were booking talents to come and use the studio. They probably used it more because they were able to work from home.
Yeah.
They was in the studio. So, that was the thing. So we were able to see them a lot over that time. And then the creativity was just like crazy. People getting time to actually find themselves and find their sound and find out what works for them, and then being able to work with individuals like myself and some of my other team members just to kind of shape and mold what that could look like in the marketplace. And, so I think talents are incredible that come through here, and it's just an authenticity to what they're trying to accomplish. And so I respect it.
Yeah. And Memphis is on the move. I mean, we
sure.
on the map now.
Yeah.
Now we're getting some attention, right?
Yeah, and I'll say this in terms of the music that's happening. We hearing a lot of the rap genre, which is great. They gonna open doors for the R&B artists, because you gotta think everything has its time. And I say that humbly, as an R&B solo artist, I just say that humbly, like, let people have their time. And these people are paving ways or opening doors in our time right now, my generation right now, for us to even get seen in the spotlight come to Memphis. So we're going to have more PR people. We're going to have more companies come and set up shop. We're going to have a lot of stuff happening based on the success that's happening from other artists. So I respect any artist that's doing major things out of the city.
Yes, because it's a lot of them. And just with our history of the people that are from Memphis that were very successful with Stacks.
It's a lot.
I mean, we got so much history here, and it just feels like, maybe a light is being shined on it, but it hasn't, like, cracked the whip open yet.
It's a rebirth.
It's a rebirth.
So if you think about the process, we still in the womb right now.
Yeah.
We just ain't fully there and fully developed all the way into an industry. But I think the industry is really, like, we working on it, for sure.
Yeah, we definitely are doing that now. Did you catch the BET Awards?
I caught some of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were your favorite moments at the BET Awards? Who was you checking for?
I wasn't checking for anybody, but I used to watch the BET Award. That was like a thing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we finna watch the BET Award. We finna sit down. We gonna have something to eat. We gonna actually check in with the BET Awards. So just to be able to see it in my generation and be making music, prominently now, it's all special. Just to be able to see, because I can't help but look at it like, hopefully one day I'm working to get on that stage and, kill it like the other artists, killing it, that type of thing. So I was checking for everybody. I was trying to see what everybody's doing. Yeah. I was trying to see how professional people are, how unprofessional some situations happen, just everything. Lighting, staging, wardrobe.
See,
I'm looking at all of that.
You pay attention to a lot, being that you have so many hats. You in tune to the details.
Oh, yeah. So unless I'm being entertained, I'm trying to find what is entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm looking for, like, what are they doing that is entertaining people? And then, maybe incorporating different things that are my own into my own show, just being inspired.
Yeah. Now, Bruno Mars did it for me. And you give me a kind of some Bruno vibe somewhat.
Okay, I'll accept that. He's a superstar.
Yes, he is. And
So
you giving me
compliment.
some Bruno, just it's some pop. It's like a gumbo.
Yeah.
That's what you want me to feel, huh?
That's it. Yeah.
Like,
it's
I can't even describe it.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah, it works, right?
Wow, it does work. It does work. Wow, Brandon Lewis. So, what is in the future for the Consortium MMT over here now that things are opening up? What is going to change now?
That's a great question. So we're going to be doing live events. We plug in artists right now. So any of our artists that see this, but before I've even reached out to you, we're plugging artists for shows right now with different venues around the city. That's been major to me since I got a leadership role, and it's going to continue to be major to me because we're putting dollars back into our artists' pockets, which as an artist working for artists, that's important to me. Being able to make sure that our artists get paid for events. Another thing that's happening is always going to be our flagship program, our Soul Right Music Mentorship Program. Happens 3 times a year. We got spring, summer, and fall. We actually about to get started with our summer session this Saturday. So
and
you missed
see everybody that comes through.
Yeah, I see everybody.
You see,
absolutely everybody.
That's a powerful position you have. You do realize that, right?
I think it's a big responsibility. I'll say that. I have realized the responsibility. I haven't taken ownership of power.
I see it.
I haven't taken ownership of the power, but I have said I have taken ownership of I've taken ownership of the responsibility. It's a lot. You know, I tell the talents this, and I say this here, is that I see each other talents. The talents sometimes don't see each other.
Exactly.
So it's a lot during the week. But what's up for us is just continuing to do great programming, trying to, you know, seep our way into the community as many ways as we can, working with other organizations in the community to try to build that relationship and take some of the ones we already have even further. So just all positive aspects.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Well, I am going to say a word.
Let's do it.
And I want you to tell me your thoughts.
Let's see if I got it.
When I say this word. Yeah. Tell me the first thing that pops in your mind. David Porter.
Oh, mentor. Legacy. That's what pops in my mind. You know, somebody that really took the time. And when he expressed it to me like that, you know, it put it in perspective. You know, it's a lot of things we could be doing, but I'm taking the time to work with you, you know, as I've seen him do some other people that, you know, he doesn't name these things. So even though the press is picking up on these things, that's because some of these people have came to the studio and seen us in action, you know, that type of thing, or got wind that we work together. But a mentor, you know, really just being able to take the time and show a young brother like myself the ropes of the music industry. Yeah, respect. That's it.
Such a legend. Such a legend.
Respect.
Okay, 45 minutes.
A hit.
A hit. And then I pressed play. I was like, okay.
Yeah. The summertime heat. You know, I just wanted to get something that's really a vibe for the summer. So even to the color palettes, I hope artists are listening. I just paid attention to everything and just tried to make it something that people could, you know, come back to and want to put on at their functions, because, you know, we know people getting outside, as we say.
Yes.
You know, so I just wanted to do something that could have some impact for the summer and keep people wanting some more from it.
You know what would be a cute, like, theme for the MMT when you guys do the live shows again? If y'all hosted your own, just call it the We Outside series.
Oh, yeah, you going to host it.
I would love to host it.
That's it right there.
Let me know.
We got it on camera. It's happening.
Now, Brandon, I want you to let everybody know on the Verbally Effective podcast, you know, I'm pretty sure there are people that want to do what you're doing, that have been totally inspired by everything that you've said. I kind of want you to speak to the importance of having a diverse skill set in this business and not just be, you know, one-track minded and like a one-trick pony, basically. Oh, I can sing. That's all I can do, though, is sing.
Yeah.
Like, tell everybody why that is so important.
That's longevity. You know, when your time is up, for one thing, you know, and being an artist.
Quick 15 minutes.
Correct, yeah. And so you never want to bank that the music is going to do what you think it's going to do. You put it out there for people to receive. And once more people receiving it, it's a snowball effect. So you have to accept that, but just realize that, you know, it's a process. Yeah, it's definitely a process with the entire thing.
Wow. Have you ever put out a project and thought it would be received one way, but it may have been received another way? Or is that not the mentality you have about putting out projects?
No, you know what? I don't even think we got there yet.
Okay.
That's the truth. I don't even think for me, I would have to see like hundreds of thousands of responses for me to even feel remotely like, you know, this is what I should be doing versus what I presented. Does that make sense? Because you might have a couple people that's like, I liked it. A couple people that's like, I don't really too much care for it. That doesn't really shake me at all. You know, because I'm probably in the studio recording somebody else and doing something. You know, I'm on to the next thing. So I just leave everything where it is. And when I'm in that space, I'm totally in that space. So when I'm in that artist space, I'm totally in that space. When I'm working with talents, I give them my full attention. It's not about me being an artist.
That
I'm working
is true,
with the talent.
too.
So it's a lot that comes with it, though.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think that the perspective of it when I put something out, I don't think we're there yet. I think we'll get there.
Now, you seem very, as you said, very persistent in this journey. You've been very focused. Do you feel like you've missed out on anything along the way?
No.
No?
I wouldn't do it different. I think all of the challenges that I went through, you know, sleeping on the floor, like, you know, that may impact somebody. So I'm going to say that, you know, this was years ago now. We've totally changed our whole situation. But just doing that and then trying to get up every day with the motivation of, you know, this could happen for me, it just drove me and pushed me because I know I didn't want to be like that, you know. So I rather had just pushed myself to to other limits. And so I would say, I don't know, any aspiring talent that's listening, just keep going, you know. I think I heard somebody like Nipsey. Yeah, I think this was Nipsey that said this. Like, I've experienced every emotion. I can attest to that. I probably experienced every emotion with this. I've been sad and not understanding what's going to happen, if life going to work out the right type of way, if we had the money for this. You know, I've been happy when things have happened the right type of way. You know, if we've been let down on something. It's different emotions that go on when you're pursuing probably your passion, not just one thing. But whatever you're passionate about, there's going to be things that's going to try to keep you from getting there. Yeah. There's going to be some other things that's going to help you get there. I just stay focused on what's helping me do it.
Definitely. And it only makes you stronger.
That's it.
You got to deal with them emotions.
And wiser. Yeah. You have to go through it, embody it, really embrace it. That's the only way you can become strong. You have to embrace the challenges.
That's true. Yeah. That is so true. Okay, Brandon Lewis.
You got some more words for me?
Yeah. No, I want you to have some more words for the audience. I want you to let everybody know how they can check you out on social media, how they can keep up with all of your wonderful content, because you got a whole website around here with some content.
Yeah, we're going to share it. For sure. So you can catch us at BrandonLewisMusic.com. Everything is actually there. So Spotify list is there, the videos are there, the social media is there, a little bit of my background, some of the media press that's been happening recently is there.
Will you be adding the Verbally Effective podcast interview along with your
to
press?
The media. Yeah, for sure. We're going to embed it, so you'll be able to go there and watch that too. So everything is there, and that's how you can really keep up with me. Subscribe to the newsletter. You know, I'm still building my email list, so go ahead and shoot me your email, and I'm looking forward to connecting with some new supporters for sure.
Awesome. Well, you are indeed a wonderful talent, Brandon,
Thank
and
you so
I'm
much.
so glad I've been able to meet you and work with you. I mean, I feel like, you know, this is only the beginning for you. Although you've been through so much, you have not even plateaued. Baby, it's coming. I
hear you. I've been keeping up with you for quite some time, though. You didn't know that. Yeah, I was
you
listening
told
to your
me
stuff.
that.
Yeah, I was
you
listening to
told
your
me
stuff.
That.
And then it was just timing was perfect that we were able to connect on this. So no, it's my privilege. Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
And like you said, accountability. You do everything you say you're gonna do. You are a man of your word.
That's right. That's what I want to be.
Yes, and I respect that. And you are a wonderful talent.
Thank
and I can't wait to see you do your thing live, baby.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, thank you.
So okay, Brandon Lewis, thank you so much. Singer, songwriter, recording artist, entertainer. I did tell y'all part-time stripper, but I was just playing. Make sure you follow him on all social media platforms. Check out the website as well. And also, hit your girl up on that Cash App, hashtag Ina Esco, ENAESCO. Thank you so much, Verbally Effective audience, for joining me today with none other than Brandon Lewis.
Thank you.
Brandon, I need you to sing a little something for me.
Okay.
Can you sing a little something for my Verbally Effective audience?
It's not a selfish thing. It's all a memory thing, 'cause I remember when I didn't have anything, just an underdog guy, survived by any means, yeah, focused on my goal and forgive my enemies, I forgive my enemies. Oh, it's one thing for certain, and it's two things for sure. No matter how much or how far I go, I always want more. I always want more.
Yes. All right, Brandon.
That's it. Yeah,
and you wrote that.
I wrote that, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Strategic ass.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I wrote that to share, yeah, for sure.